بإسلامي وإيماني أضاء الكون والزمن بإسلامي وإيماني أضاء الكون والزمن بإسلامي
Of the scholars, I would say it was taken up by one of our leaders in accordance with nature. I'm just going to give you an example, talking about this whole issue of nature. After the World War I in UK, people started stealing a lot because so many men were killed and most of children and women were basically in the society. So stealing became a kind of problem. The government is dealing with the people to basically, start having their own life. And so the parliament got together and says, we want to make an example out of the thieves. So whosoever commits theft, we will bring them to the public and shoot them. Islam says, if it is proven, cut the hands. But now they are going even far back. Just shoot them. Now what happens? The police is ordered, get the thieves. So in the city of London, people were arrested. And then the announcement is made that just to make an example out of them, we invite the whole society to come out in such and such park so that you see what is going to be, because they wanted to make an example out of those people. Now, 3 days were given, or 4 days were given, everybody got ready to go to the park. One by one, those thieves were brought, shot. But the other thieves, they said, everybody's going out of their house, let them go, we'll clean up. So much theft took place on that day. And the second day in the city of London, that they abolished. The reason is, they thought they can make an example, but not knowing the human psychology. Look at Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Number one, He does not want everybody's hands to be cut, wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah, for every small petty thing. It has to have at least, something which is quite big. Number two, not even at the time when person is in need. When the state is able to take care of the human needs and is able to take care of their food, lodging, their children, and give them the basic necessities, and then somebody comes out and steals it in such a fashion that there are 4 eyewitnesses for that. Then you make that person an example. See, in Umar's time, people are hungry, there is famine, people steal, they are caught in front of 4 people, or even 10 people, many people. He says, no, you cannot implement the had because state could not fulfill their duty, could not give them the right. They were hungry, they didn't steal. So imagine, there is objective. It's not something you, but you know what happens? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows the psychology. Usually a person does stealing with what? Hands. If the hand is chopped, wherever you go, it's going to be a reminder for other 10 people. It's a lot more scary. In Saudi Arabia nowadays, not much of what Islamic Sharia other than the capital punishment. If Islamic Sharia is implemented in its 100%, then there will be what? Equality between citizens and non-citizens. And basically the salaries of those people who are working and those people who are just getting because they are born in one family. But on this issue, there is what you call, so if somebody does it, yes, one of the friends who was working with the Ministry of Justice there, and he used to be attorney, then became judge, then went over there, and nowadays he is basically district attorney in one of the counties. What he said, the most astonishing thing for me was when I reached over there to Riyadh, and I said, I want to go and have a look at the prison system first, because I was supposed to be writing something, basically to making the system more comprehensive. They took me in one of the underground building, which was under the prince's or the governor's, basically office. He says, just a small room. I said, but where is the jail? They said, this is the jail. So I say, you keep on killing everybody, cutting the hands of everybody, just getting them out? They said, no, we'll get only few people. And for that, we don't have to make a huge, because on the capital punishment part, very few numbers of people are, what? Arrested. And he said, I started looking at it, what makes people, because what happens is that you go to the malls, some of them are filled with gold and jewels and all of that. And the issue comes, the azan takes place, and they don't even close it. They just put what? A rope on it, on a cover on it, and they go to offer the prayer and come back. And he says, there are people who are poor, Pakistanis, Bangladeshis, Sri Lankans, and even Americans. He says that, some of the American soldiers, when he looked at that one, and he said, man, this is so expensive. Man, I can just grab it. And the other told him, you will not have your hand after that. And he just said like that, and he did not do it. So the reason is, when people do it and they think the possibility is that the camera is grabbing me, there could be 4 witnesses, my hand is going to... It's a human psychology. What I'm trying to say is, we human beings have got the tendency to go to this extreme, either to become so forgiving or just to make them example. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala remains in the middle, so whatever he says basically has the impact. So what I'm trying to say is that from the perspective of human psychology, human sociology, Islamic Sharia, if implemented with the proper sense, has got better opportunity and possibilities of controlling those crimes than some of our modern systems. In our modern system, all of us we know, person murders, goes, sometimes comes out, and sometimes different type of, excuses are given, comes out, does it again, one crime after other crime, systems are filled. So therefore, you can imagine there is something.